Hi, I'm Danny, and today I'll be redesigning the princesses from Super Mario. If you've ever looked at my socials, you'll know that I have drawn these girlies before. A few times. A lot of times. Okay, many times. Yeah, I draw them every week times. But because I draw them so often, I have started making slight adjustments to their designs and making headcanons. Especially now that I started to make more comics with them. Since I don't have a clear reference, I'll just wibble wobble with the designs, and they have inconsistencies. Oh, that's a word. In them. Not that everything needs to be on model 100% of the time. I just want to have a clear reference that I can use as a guideline and color pick from. Just to be completely clear, these redesigns are not gonna be super original and new takes on the characters, since I still want them to be recognizable, and I'm not gonna be rewriting the stories too much. Instead, I'll gather information from different source material and streamlining it into my preferred continuity, with some original ideas to fill in the gaps. Alrighty then, let's start with...
Let's go!
Easily the main woman in the franchise and the character with the most appearances, and the only one who gets to be the standalone heroine of 2 games. Or of any game in that matter. Her design is arguably one of the most iconic in all of gaming. Even though she started as the damsel in distress character, since the Mario movie and Princess Peach Showtime, she has been a lot more independent. Not that she hasn't been before. I mean, Super Princess Peach was one of my favorite games when I was growing up, and I loved playing as Peach. But I think just the public perception of her has really changed a lot since Princess Peach Showtime and the Mario movie. She hasn't really been kidnapped in any of the Mario games these past years, unless I am forgetting something, but actually I think the closest we have gotten is maybe Paper Mario Origami King, but she wasn't really kidnapped, she was turned evil in that one. Her personality has always stayed pretty similar. She's the ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom. Peach is very gentle and kind and very girly, like pretty frilly pink girly. Some of my favorite games to showcase all of the characters' personalities are the sports games. Like Peach's losing animation from Mario Strikers. She is clearly mad, but she calms herself rather quickly and stays composed. To recap how I characterize Peach, I see her as the most princessy character. She's very royal, a benevolent and kind ruler. She's always very calm and composed and tries to think of the most diplomatic answer. When someone needs help, she will always help, but she will not run into anything head first. Peach is very proud to be the beloved ruler she is, so she will always think of everyone's well-being first. Sadly, she does take on a lot of responsibility to the point that Toads can't function without her. I think since Peach likes taking the reins, that she could be a bit of a control freak sometimes. Alright, so now about her design. I wanted to draw her in 2 different dress versions today. The first is her usual dress, and the second is a more royal/gala version of her dress. Let's start with her usual one though. Of course, her usual dress is very iconic. My main issue with it is that it doesn't really represent the Mushroom Kingdom at all. Not mushrooms, no polka dots, no nothing. I tried a few different combinations, but in the end I settled with this. In her crown I added a little mushroom top, like in the crown item and the peach hat design. I added little dots to the top of her gloves to add the little dot motif as well, and finally turned her overcoat into a big mushroom toad head thing. Since she's their princess and is literally called Princess Toadstool, she should have the biggest mushroom top. Next, since all the other girls have cute shapes around their crystals, I turned the round frame around her chest crystal into a heart. So Peach has the heart because of her caring nature and deep passion for her kingdom. Daisy has a flower because of her outgoing and charismatic personality, because people like looking and being around flowers and they're used as centerpieces often. Rosalina has a star because she is out of this world and her magic. And Pauline doesn't have one. I mean, she doesn't have a crystal on her chest either, but I did change her earrings into music notes because of her affinity for singing and music and because it draws people in and promotes togetherness. Back to Peach's design though. I changed her top to look more like a Smash Ultimate top with the frills, and I also added the second overskirt to her dress. I kept the sleeves very round because in general I use a lot of very round shapes and circles in her design. I mean, a heart is also just two circles and a triangle, right? There's also a reason I changed the bottom dark pink ruffle of her skirt. I basically turned the shape upside down, so it's a lot of circles next to each other. I also just wanted to differentiate the bottom of Peach's dress from the bottom of Daisy's dress. Her face stays pretty much like her original, just in my art style. Her blue eyes and plump lips are just too iconic and so pretty. Okay, maybe I made her lips a little plumper than the original, but come on. She is that girl. A fun thing I noticed is that her fringe literally has a heart shape in it. So I tried to make that even more obvious when I draw her. Let's talk about her second look. As I said before, this one is her gala and special occasion outfit. It's supposed to look a bit over the top and ridiculous, but not goofy. Like it's traditional attire for her kingdom. For this I changed her usual crown into a very, very big crown sitting around her whole head. The mushroom part is even bigger to make her look like the toads. I didn't change her hair at all, but now I'm maybe debating if I should just give her a really big head that literally only shows her fringe, or if I should stay with this crown and give her a braid instead of open hair. But for now, I'll just keep it as I have it right now. Maybe you can tell me in the comments down below what you think. The gloves and sleeves stayed the same, and for the top I made it look more like the one she has got in the Mario movies, with the pink inner panel and patterned outer panels. We can't forget about the skirt. The most ridiculous and royal shape I can think of is Victorian dresses with a big bustle. To keep in line with the shapes I incorporated in her design, which are circles and hearts, I scrunched up the bustle a few times to give it more rounded shapes as it goes down. And here's the Mushroom Kingdom's beloved ruler all done.
Here we go!
I love Daisy and her fiery personality. Sadly, her only major role in a game has been in Mario Land, which is also the first and only occasion we get to see her kingdom, Cereza Land. Since then, Daisy has always appeared in the sports spin-offs and the Mario Party games as a playable character. Though it does seem like Nintendo has picked up on the fact that Daisy is a fan favorite. In Mario Wonder, she has been a playable character in a Mario platformer for the first time, and we even get to finally see her castle and a bit of Cereza Land, I think, in Mario Kart World. Daisy is very energetic and openly shows her emotions. The Strikers games are a very good reference point once again. She gets mad and pouts when she loses, and she's very joyous when she wins. I love when she is more cheeky and playful as well. Generally, Daisy for me has a quick temper, is very proud and confident, but is still playful and always ready to kick ass. Now that I've laid out every little bit of my thought process, let's get to the design itself. Daisy is the shortest princess. I made her even a bit shorter than she is in the games. And since her castle is set in the desert, I gave her a tan as well. I'm sure you've seen like the memes where Daisy got lighter and now in these past games she regained a bit of a melanin. I've exaggerated her facial features even more because I really love how she looks. It fits her personality so much. I made her nose a bit more upturned, her eyes sit a bit lower, and I made her face more rounder. She also got some freckles. I think that just suits her so well. Look at her eyes now. I made her lashes more rounded, like flower petals, and her eyes are now green. It fits her entire color scheme more since her crystals are already green. Plus, it differentiates the girls as a group more. I mean, come on, they all have light blue eyes. We have to change it up a bit. As for her hair, her bangs are already perfect. I just made the ends a bit more rounded, as well as the side pieces, which are a bit upturned. The back of her hair is the same shape, just shorter. Her crown is a bit wider and shorter. It has 6 spikes instead of the 4 she has now, to look more like a flower emblem. As opposed to Peach, there isn't really a set of people for Daisy, whose designer could incorporate into Daisy's design. In Mario Kart World, Shy Guy Bazaar is in the Ceresaland region, so maybe they are native from there? In Mario Wonder we have the Poplins from the Flower Kingdom, which would work perfectly for Daisy, but the Flower Kingdom is ruled by Prince Florian. Ugh. Damn Prince Florian. And there isn't really any one species from Mario Land we could use. Speaking of Mario Land though, in that game Ceresaland is shown to consist of 4 kingdoms itself. The Chai Kingdom, inspired by ancient China, Eastern Kingdom, inspired by the Easter Islands, inhabited by Tokotokos, which we see in Mario Kart World. These cute guys, just look at them, amazing. Muda Kingdom, inspired by Bermuda, and Birabuto, the one most people think of when thinking of Ceresaland, inspired by ancient Egypt. This interpretation of Ceresaland is fine, but not as iconic as Mushroom Kingdom, and it could really use an upgrade. The 4 kingdoms are a good starting point, but the rulers aren't really interesting to me either. They're just like the basic enemies or characters you see in the kingdoms, but with a bit more detail in their design. I think we could do better. I'm gonna leave that rework for a different video though. For Daisy's dress, I made 2 versions, one closer to her current design and one with a short skirt. Since Daisy is so energetic, she'd probably appreciate a short dress to make it easier for her to jump into action with. Plus, Ceresaland's climate is warmer, so this would be nicer to wear there. The long skirt is what I subtitle the Mushroom Kingdom dress. Her current dress looks very similar to Peach's, so I can totally see them matching intentionally, or Daisy wearing this version for Mushroom Kingdom events. Of course, Daisy's designated shape is her flower. So, also very round, but generally with more repeating ruffle shapes. You can already see the shape I'm talking about in her current design on her gloves and her collar, which had to stay. I incorporated the ruffle shape on her top by using the design from the Mario movie. You've probably also noticed the petal-shaped bottom of her shirt. The biggest Daisy fans might have noticed that this is inspired by the magical girl Daisy design by Akul, which was also the inspiration for my cosplay. As opposed to Peach, Daisy's sleeves are droopy and bottom-heavy. Both her skirts are much more poofy, just because I like to imagine her as a blooming flower. I placed these white flowers on here as well to emulate the pattern of her very original dress. For the short dress, I gave her frilly socks and put flowers on her shoes to make them a bit cuter. I also did this for my cosplay. And Daisy is all done. No! Ha! You actually thought we were done here? No. Because I have been obsessed with her Oasis skin since Mario Kart World came out. It's so pretty. And it even incorporates the pattern from her original dress. Ah! Amazing. Peak design. Most people, myself included, for a long time think that Ceresaland is just a Sand Kingdom, but it's just as diverse as the Mushroom Kingdom. I'd say the Mushroom Kingdom's main area is the grassy hills where Peach's castle is. For me, Ceresaland's main area is also where Daisy's castle is set, which would be in the desert area, but it's surrounded by a lot of different biomes. Do we have an understanding here? For today, we'll just use the area from Mario Kart World as a basis. And oh heck, the Shy Guys can be Daisy's unofficial official pupil. The ones working for Bowser have just migrated over there. I mean, just look at Goombas. They also look like they would be from the Mushroom Kingdom. They are mushrooms. They are mushrooms. I think this would be another outfit she would usually wear around her castle in the desert area. To be honest though, it's too pretty to just be contained in one area though. She can also just wear it whenever and wherever, I don't care. I used the same top as before, but just a cropped version. I wasn't sure about gloves and no gloves, but no gloves looked better, and I could even add the little bracelets. The waistband also got the frilly petal treatment, and instead of white dots I used the white flowers on her pants. And yes, she is wearing her crown and a headband, cause it's pretty. Have you already started counting how many times I've said pretty in this video? I tried making her braid a bit more funky by bending it upwards, but I'm not so sure anymore. It's like giving Pippi Langstrumpf. I think we're gonna have to change it at some point. Of course, Daisy also deserves a festive version of her outfit, so I used her Ray Aces outfit, but added a long train to her headband. The shape of that is like the bottom of her dress. And for real now, here is our flowery Princess Daisy all done. Hey, like my art style? I do commissions on VGen, links in the corner. For a surprise, watch to the end of the video. Back to the designs. Whoosh!
Here we go!
Now onto the original Mario girl, appearing first in the original Donkey Kong game with Jumpman, Mario's inspiration. I'd say she was a rather obscure character until she appeared in Odyssey in her current official design. And as the mayor of New Donk City, I absolutely love the direction they took with her. Since then, she was playable in the sports games and in Mario Party Jamboree. And in Donkey Kong Bonanza, we get to see a bit of her new backstory, where she appears at the side of Donkey Kong as a child. To be honest, when the design of Child Pauline first got leaked, I was convinced that was her daughter. I straight up thought they gave her a child. And honestly, I think Child Pauline's design would still work as like Pauline's daughter. But it's Pauline. It's straight up Pauline. So we know Pauline has always dreamed of being a singer, and as an adult, she is the mayor of New Donk City by day and the singer by night. She's a working woman and a diva through and through. We also see her briefly in the first Mario movie, looking quite nervous, not as divalicious as I liked her to be, but maybe they will give us another more upgraded version in one of the later movies. I think giving her a bit of a quirky fun-loving side would be quite nice, but overall I want her to lean more into the political, talkative side with her. So Peach's strength is her heart, her compassion, Daisy's is her courage and strength, Rosalina's is her magic and wisdom, and Pauline's is her voice and words. Kinda like Lilith is described by everyone in the Hazbin Hotel. I just want Pauline to have like this same vibe of being like a captivating leader who leads with her voice first and can rally people together with a speech. In my version though, she would absolutely hate doing paperwork and try getting out of it by calling her old pal Donkey Kong to help her sneak out of the office unseen. So she's still a bit of a more fun-loving party girl, I guess. She wants to be more of a free spirit instead of, be bogged down by everything. Pauline's redesign keeps her very iconic eye shape and her purple eyeshadow, of course. I love that her eyes are so clearly distinct from the others. And I did give her a dark blue eyes rather than light blue eyes to change it up a bit more, since all the girls have light blue eyes for some reason. She gave me a downturned, distinct nose vibes. I think it's called a Roman nose, and I made her cheekbones a tad more pronounced than the rest. Her red heart-shaped lips also had to stay. As for her shape, in Peach's section I mentioned that Pauline now gets more note motifs. You can see that in her earrings. I've also seen some other artists give her more like a kissy mouth symbol. I think that's also really cute, but that might be a bit too close to like Peach's heart, since, you know, Pauline's lips are also very heart-shaped. So I have to think on that for a bit. Her hair is still dark brown, and originally I wanted the texture to stay the same as well, but last minute I decided to give her more wavy hair. If you don't know, I'm also working on my sports girly series where I draw them in a bunch of different sports outfits. I'll post them every week on my social media, and I was drawing the esports outfits specifically, and I just made Pauline's hair more wavy, and I just really liked how that looked, so I had to put that into my official redesign version as well. The look in Bonanza is very nice, so I gave her a half-up bun hairstyle with a few pieces sticking out. And her hairband is still the purple rock one, because her eyeshadow is already purple. I think it'd be nice to have a bit more purple as an accent color in her design throughout. Pauline is a diva, so she needed more jewelry as well. And here I gave her a purple rock necklace, kept her bracelet from Bonanza, which is also purple, and gave her 2 gold bracelets on her other hand. The difference between a mayor and singer worked quite well for Pauline as well. I think she was a famous singer first, who wanted to help the people enjoy life and not be stuck in their jobs. Funnily enough, helping others not overwork themselves, she took on a lot more work herself. Pauline manages though, and New Donk City is now a much happier and thriving town, even if she gets less sleep now. Her first look is her singer look. It's already so good, so I didn't have to change too much. Instead of a bow, she now has roses on her head, because I think that fits better with her vibe. You know, roses are delicate and beautiful, and it's also like the thing of throwing flowers on the stage when you like the performance. So for the top of her dress, she has this one button, but I made that 3 instead. And from those points, the top of the dress bunches a bit around her bust. And instead of straps being tied around her neck, I just gave her regular straps. I just think it looks a bit more classier, you know, with also like the changes I did to the top. I played with the idea of making the bottom just as messy as her top in Bonanza, but that didn't fit with my characterization, and it just looks like she ripped her dress. I did incorporate the gold trim at the bottom though, because I really like that, and that is giving classy woman. Her shoes are now dark red heels with black bottoms. Another thing, I think since it's literally called New Donk City and Donkey Kong and Pauline are connected, it would be really cool if they were literally connected in some way. I think I prefer if it were like 2 countries, but New Donk City is right at the edge, and it's kind of a connecting point between Donkey Kong Country and human country, I guess. And in that case, it would be a whole lot cooler to see humans and Kongs both in New Donk City. It'd be really funny to see some monkey businessman walking around. Her mayor outfit didn't really work for me at first. The full corporate look didn't fit with her. Also the one she had in the movie, it looked way too plain. In the movie it made sense, it's just the normal human world, but here I wanted to elevate it. And since I want New Donk City and Donkey Kong Country to be connected, the fashion doesn't have to be based on human corporate fashion, so I made her outfit sleeveless. I mean, like the Kongs generally also show a lot more skin. So I think it would be like a cool fashion thing if just the fashion in general in that area was maybe a bit more revealing. So a long vest with a belt around her waist it is. I even added a little banana in the belt buckle. Her pants are the matching color and both get a gold trim at the bottom. I still wanted her Maya outfit to have the same silhouette as the singer outfit, so the pant bottoms are very flowy. And here's New Donk's musical Maya all done.
Let us begin.
Oh, Rosalina. First appearing in Mario Galaxy, absolutely stealing the show to the point where she has been a playable character in the sports games right away, and being playable in a mainline Mario game well before Daisy and Pauline, who has never been playable to this point. It really helped that her first appearance was in one of the most beloved Mario games, and that she got a mysterious backstory as well. As opposed to the other girlies, she got to show a lot more of her personality straight away, and we didn't really need the spin-offs to flesh her out. Rosalina is of course the princess of the galaxy itself, one of the most powerful characters and very proficient with magic. In Mario Galaxy we got to see the Comet Observatory, and in Mario Kart World we see Rosalina's Ice World with her snowy castle. Both look absolutely stunning, I have to say. And Rosalina's Ice World is kind of giving Frozen. And Rosalina herself, just it's so funny. As we know, Rosalina has a big star motif. She got the Lumas, her wand, her earrings, her brooch and the sling stars. And that makes sense for the Galaxy Princess. The Lumas are the only kind of pupil she has, and they're more like her children. We really see the dynamic in the Mario Galaxy movie, it's very adorable. She's way more motherly than the other girls, and her general demeanor is calm and whimsical. As for her appearance, I really like her eyes, or rather eye, and face shape from Mario Kart World. This splash art when you unlock her is very pretty, and that is my biggest inspiration for her whole face. I do accentuate it a bit more, I make it a bit more narrow, and I make her lashes more of a cat eye shape. As well as just narrowing her eyes a bit in general. She's also the palest out of the group. Of course, her long bang covering one of her eyes had to stay, but I really wanted to change the rest of her hair a bit. I wanted her to look a bit more celestial. Her top bangs are more of a star shape now, with her crown now being the top star point, finger, triangle, arm, you know? I made the rest of her hair very long and flowy. Now it looks more like a shooting star. Onto the hair color. I like drawing hair with a lighter, ashier blonde, but I really like giving it a slightly redder hue, just a smidge. But that isn't enough. If you know Princess Celestia from My Little Pony, I wanted more of that. So Rosalina got this segmented gradient. Voila! So pretty. Back to her crown. To fit the star shape, it's narrow and longer with these little dots on top to mirror the stars you collect. For me, she's a very book-smart character who doesn't go out on big adventures too much, since no one else could fill her place in for too long. And I think it would be really funny if Rosalina could have some fish out of water moments, learning some new things, spending time in the Mushroom Kingdom. Rosa only got one outfit today, since I didn't know what else to draw her in. I do draw her in a lot of different outfits, of course, which you can see on my social media, but nothing that would work as an alternative base outfit for her, you know? But her dress just turned out so wonderful, I hope you can see past it being just one. Her original dress is already very iconic and different from the others. It has an empire silhouette, which means that the bottom of the dress, the skirt part, starts from right under the bust instead of the waist, you know, like a lot of other dresses have. So of course I kept it and made the fabric on top a bit more bunchy and a bit looser. This reminded me a lot of just, you know, old princess dresses. The off-the-shoulder part had to stay as well. Her sleeves are very tight and then get flowy. That was inspired by this cosplay I saw on TikTok. This cosplay is just very amazing and this Rosalina design is just mwah, fabulous. For the bottom of the sleeves and the dress I had a different idea though. For both I made the ends a bit more star shape, and for the skirt I made the slit a bit longer, and underneath I gave both this really flowy frilly fabric with another section's gradient from light yellow to blue, just to give it a bit more, you know, Aurora Borealis galaxy kind of vibe. And I think she turned out just as I wanted her. This is just the Rosalina I always imagined in my head. And now here's our celestial Princess Rosalina all done. And here's the surprise I was talking about earlier. If you like today's redesigns, good news! I turned them into an emote pack! 2 for each girly. You can buy them on my VGen shop. The link's up in the corner and down in the description. Oh, and before I forget, here is a poll. Tell me which design you like the most. I hope you all enjoyed watching me giving the Mario princesses new looks. Let me know if you'd like to see this with any other franchise, or if you'd be interested in my takes on other characters from Mario, like the Mario Bros themselves. With this video complete, I can now put another stamp on my card, and with this, my 5 video goal for the year is done! Yippee! Here's the little something I got for my table. Isn't it just adorable? So cute! And here's the progress on the other cards. You can find all of my artworks on my social media linked below. Today's illustrations will join them in the coming days. My VGen site with all my commission information is linked in the description as well. If you want to watch the speed paints without any commentary, check out my YouTube shorts or TikTok, where I'll be uploading them separately. Thanks for watching, until next time, bye!